Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Eman Los Angeles, and this video is going to be jam-packed with a lot of information regarding Amazon FBA and how to start your private label business. And how I envision this going is go through the entire video here and take a lot of notes. And once you are ready to start embarking in that journey with Amazon FBA, keep coming back to the sections that you're in order to go ahead and better help you with your business. But my goal here is to teach you how to go from picking your product and getting your first sale on Amazon FBA in just one video. So if you guys appreciate anything I say in this video, all I ask for in return is consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and consider going ahead and liking this video, because trying to get this all in one video is going to take a lot of time, but I'm trying to condense it down to the least amount of time possible with still a lot of information. So let's go ahead and get started right over here. So what is Amazon FBA and why is this the best time to start this type of business model? And Amazon FBA, as you can see in that top left corner, is shipping your products into an Amazon fulfillment center. And then from there, going ahead and marketing and advertising your product to get a sale. And then after that happens, Amazon picks, packs, and ships that actual product to a customer. So nothing is done by you. Everything is done by Amazon as far as physical labor is concerned. And there are different forms of Amazon FBA. Retail arbitrage is going to a local Walmart, a TJ Maxx, or a Target and seeing a product that is heavily discounted, and you know you can make a profit on Amazon FBA. So you purchase that product from that big box retailer, you ship that product into Amazon FBA, and then you can go ahead and have Amazon ship it to a customer. Wholesale is a little bit different because now we're actually contacting the brands directly and trying to get a big discount to order in bulk. So maybe we contact a Nike or an Apple and try and get their products for 50% off, and then we can try and make a profit from there. I'm not saying Nike and Apple are going to go ahead and do that, but that is the process of wholesaling, right? The form that we're going to go over and why I think it's the most lucrative and what I do as far as the day-to-day is private labeling. And that's getting an existing product that already sells on Amazon, going ahead and branding it differently, right? Whether that be different colors, different types of sets of bundles, or just making improvements on a product and actually branding it correctly. And we're going to go over why this is a lucrative way to go ahead and do Amazon FBA and the only thing I do with Amazon FBA. But you have to understand, there are fees involved with Amazon. The biggest one is 15% commission fee to Amazon. And let me tell you, this is well worth 15%, meaning that if you sell $100 product, you're going to pay Amazon $15 every time you make a sale. And the reason why this is worth it is because Amazon has built a marketplace that they do all the branding, they do all the marketing, right? And they do all the testing for us. So we know that Amazon fights tooth and nail trying to figure out what converts the best. And being able to go ahead and sell on their platform is well worth that 15%, because when you go ahead and create your own Shopify store, which I do have, it's a lot harder and a lot more expensive than 15%. So trust me on that. And then after that, there is a fulfillment cost to ship these products to a customer that is heavily reduced down. If I were to try and ship my products to a UPS or a USPS, I'm paying more than double the cost. But this fulfillment cost is all going to depend on how big your product is, how much it weighs. So it's going to vary based on what product you end up selling on Amazon FBA. So always keep that in mind. And the last one is PPC, which is the advertising portion of a private label business. Sometimes you might not go ahead and advertise on a wholesale and retail arbitrage model because a Nike and an Apple already advertise for you, right? They already go ahead and put all these marketing dollars behind it. Based on you creating a private label business, you have to do a lot of the advertising for this actual product, which again, it's well worth it. And I'll go over why that is. And then it says, what is the budget to actually start? And it varies based on the price point, what you're going to go ahead and purchase. So it's a case by case basis, but you can start this business for as little as $2,000 and potentially maybe even a little bit less based on the product you're selling. But I always say the sweet spot is anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000. And my magic number has always been $6,000 because that's how much I spent in order to go ahead and create my first brand on Amazon FBA. But again, this is just, it varies drastically as far as what product you are going ahead and picking, right? And I mentioned earlier in this video, or maybe I didn't, but I own 3 brands on Amazon FBA. So it says here I have started, acquired, and scaled 3 brands on Amazon FBA that generate over $1 million a year So this is per year, right? And the one that I started from scratch is Factory Lace, which is the one right in the middle here. And I started this back in 2018 as my first product on Amazon FBA. And these are shoe care products. So anywhere between a shoe cleaner, shoe brushes, shoe cleaner wipes, aerosol repellent sprays, a shoe glue, anything that deals with actually shoe care products, I sell under this umbrella. And I went ahead and purchased Maverick, which is on the right hand side, in July of 2022. These are gym accessories that include weighted vests, running chest packs, fanny packs, running belts. And I acquired this business last year, and it was making $6,000 every single year. And I purchased this business for around $200,000. Well, fast forward to now, July of 2023, this actual business is generating over $20,000 in profit every single month. And the latest one that I went ahead and purchased was Relax Support, which is a lumbar support pillow, wedge pillows, and in that niche. So as you can see, I know my stuff when it comes to Amazon FBA. So you are getting advice from somebody that's currently in the trenches. And a lot of people ask me, why do you go ahead and, tell the products that you go ahead and sell? Well, because I'm in the trenches, I'm always finding different ways to better help my business. And I like to go ahead and record my experiences of me trying out different forms of advertising or marketing, or different forms of going ahead and repackaging my products in a different way to lower return rates, right? And I bring it all to YouTube for free because not all of my strategies always work. But if I'm going through the entire process, why not document it? So I hope just by knowing this here, you guys can go on Amazon, look these brands up. Just know that I am currently in the trenches that actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to Amazon FBA. And if you try and get into any of these niches, as far as gym accessories, shoe care kits, or lumbar support pillow, you're dealing with someone that aggressively tries to find different ways to grow my business, right? So let's go through it. So it says benefits of actually starting a private label business. And I kind of mentioned all of this before. You have full control of your products, right? A Nike or an Apple can stop selling you products tomorrow, and now your stream of income stops completely, right? You can go to your local Target and Walmart and be competing with 20 different resellers, and if you're not there first, you're not going to get any stock left. Well, with going ahead and creating your own private label business, you take full control of your actual brand. So you're able to get the trademark for that name. You're able to determine price, different packaging, marketing. You're able to open up a wholesale type of account if your product starts selling very, very well, because then little boutique stores are going to want to go ahead and carry your actual brand. This has happened to me with my brands as well. And it all comes to do with that brand building process, because eventually either your goal should be to sell your business or to be able to be big enough for a wholesale model to these big box retailers like Target or Best Buy or one of those businesses want to have your product in stock. And the second thing I mentioned a little bit before is that exit strategy to multiple six figures. You saw Relax Support and Maverick are two businesses that I purchased for over $200,000. And those sellers were really happy with going ahead and starting an Amazon FBA business and able to sell it for that much. So you get the best of both worlds. You're able to go ahead and create a product, and now you're making a monthly income every single month, and with the possibility of actually going ahead and selling your business. And this should be everybody's goal when they get into Amazon FBA. Build your business in anticipation of selling it, because that's going to be your biggest payday. So I also want to go over some myths in Amazon FBA that kind of drive me crazy in the community as far as YouTube is concerned, because a lot of these people that are giving advice on Amazon FBA on YouTube might have sold on Amazon FBA back in the day, but they're not currently selling right now. And a lot of things have changed, especially from 2020, right? There's a lot of things that have changed. We went from seeing shipping prices quadruple to getting back to normal. We started seeing an influx of a lot of people advertising on Amazon FBA. We started seeing an influx of a lot of Chinese sellers going ahead and shopping on Amazon FBA. There's so many things that go on, and you have to really be in the trenches in order to go ahead and keep up with all of these changes. So the first one is, a lot of people try and say that this is a guaranteed way to make money, because even if you order all this inventory, you're able to heavily discount it to try and get your money back. I'm here to tell you that's not the case, right? Even if you try and liquidate these products or try and find someone to purchase these products, there's probably going to be a lot less than when you go ahead and purchase these products for. So I've had instances where I have products that failed, right? I had a blackhead remover back in 2020 or 2019 that failed. I've had it just as recently as 2021, a face moisturizer and an eye cream that went ahead and failed. And that was because PPC was really, really expensive. But now I know that, right? To check PPC to make sure that if I want to go ahead and advertise in this niche, my price point's high enough where I can go ahead and spend a lot of money on advertising and still make money. right? All of this is here to tell you that that was tax deductible. Obviously, I'm not an attorney or a tax professional, but I was able to still write off that portion of it. But this is not a bulletproof way to make money or break out even. You could lose a lot of money here. So that's why you always want to go ahead and minimize your risk. And you're going to do that by being knowledgeable in the space. The second one is here. It says you will make 40% profit margins. I'm here to tell you it's very difficult. You might be able to make a 40% profit margin, and that's why I said it's possible, but highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. You might be able to make a 40% profit margin, but that just means you're not selling enough. Maybe you sold a product or 2 products or 3 products and you're able to make a 40% margin, but how do you scale that, right? You're going to have to scale advertising in some way. You have to get more impressions. You have to get more clicks. And in result of that, you're going to get more purchases. But the more that you grow, the lower that profit margin currently is. And like I mentioned before, my brands make around $1 million plus every single year. My profit margin is around 18 to 24%. So I would say 20% is that sweet spot that if you're in that upper echelon of $1 million per year in revenue, your profit margin is going to be around 20%. And that's just the truth of the matter, right? So again, I'm very transparent. I'm not going to go ahead and do all this fluff just to go ahead and have you guys start Amazon FBA, because there is a lot of risk involved and a lot of misinformation out there. And the third one is there's a magic formula to find a winning product. The hardest part about starting Amazon FBA for a lot of people that message me as well is what kind of product should I sell? And there is no bulletproof product out there. People always try and say that you can go on Helium 10 or Jungle Scout and type in low competition and high demand product. Well, the truth of the matter is that that doesn't exist. There's no perfect product. You can find the perfect product, but if you're not knowledgeable in the space, it's going to end up failing. So that's why I put there, a knowledgeable seller will always do better. So you have to know, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, right? You can come out with a product that has all the checklists, and then all of a sudden it's a forbidden product on Amazon, right? And now you have to get all these documentation or certifications in order to go ahead and sell, which can cause a big amounts of headaches. So again, I'm hoping that I go ahead and give you all the information here, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of gaps in the way, because I can't really go ahead and give you all the information because it's always a case-by-case basis with a lot of sellers. But I want to go ahead and do here. I do have a more in-depth Amazon FBA course. And you can see it's over 60 videos long as far as a masterclass Amazon FBA. I think in total it's more than 3 or 4 hours long as far as the course is concerned. I do a listing deep dive. So if you are a current Amazon FBA seller and want to go ahead and get a deep dive of the video, that comes included. And it also comes with strategies to get into small boutiques and big retailers like Target and Best Buy, because that's my goal now with these next with these brands, is going ahead and getting into these big box retailers. And it involves talking to attorneys. It involves going ahead and talking to a lot of people to try and get into these stores. But I offer all of that, right? And again, this is probably 2-3 years into you selling a product and having that data and the reviews in order to go ahead and get into the big box retailers. And I also, in that same website on emanla.com, offer one-on-one coaching available. So again, if after you watch this video, you still have more questions, you still want to get more one-on-one or more personalized information, go ahead, check that out. Right now, I am having anybody who watches this video is going to have a limited time only of 50% off, which is going to be code EMANLA at checkout. So take advantage of it. Again, my goal here is to give you all the information possible so you don't have to go ahead and purchase this course. But again, there's going to be a lot of gaps in the way because I can't personalize this to your situation. But enough of that. Let's get to it. How to determine what products to sell. And I'd like to establish these 4 pillars. And the first one probably being the most important, which is the budget. Determine how much you have to invest and consider this money goodbye. Just like any investment, you have to be okay with this money disappearing one day or you not being able to access this money for a long period of time. With Amazon FBA, I told you my experiences. I've come out with a blackhead remover. I came out with a face moisturizer and an eye cream, and those products failed, right? At the end of the day, I learned a lot from it. I learned how to procure these products. I saw how to go ahead and do keyword research, Amazon PPC, all of this. At the end of the day, that money hurts to be lost. So if you guys are not going ahead and willing to lose this money, I suggest getting a smaller budget because it is a possibility. And that's just me being very transparent. Next one is niche down. Do not be a Walmart. You need to niche down your products. At the end of the day, your goal should be to get into Walmart, but you shouldn't be a Walmart selling so many different types of products. As you can see, every single one of my seller accounts is based on one brand. And that's because eventually I want to position these brands to get sold. So A lumbar pillow, does it mix well with a shoe care product? Because the customers are not the same type of customer. Same thing with the gym, right? So you always want to go ahead and niche down. And I'm going to give you perfect examples for this, right? Because you might think that a category is very, very competitive, but if you get into the niche and start getting sub niches, as I will go ahead and show you as an example, you will know that there's a lot less competition. But in turn, you always have to have a value proposition. How are you going to improve your product over the competition? A lot of big key factors in this is looking at the reviews and seeing how you can improve based on dissatisfied customers. So if you can go ahead and create a product that is better than your competition, that's already going ahead and having a value proposition. Maybe you can bundle these products. Maybe you can offer different types of packaging or colors or pricing, right? Maybe you can be a premium type of product in the actual category or product selection. So that's also a very big thing. And the last one, which could be controversial, is that you have to have interest. Because if you have interest in the product, you are your ideal customer. You know exactly what photos to include, what to include in the bullet points, what to include in the description of the actual listing, right? And you can only do that if you actually know what the customer is looking for. So that is why a lot of American sellers selling products are going to be better than Chinese sellers going ahead and being your competition, because at least you're here. You know what Americans or what people going ahead and shopping for the product is going to want. And a side note here, in the course, I do have a selection there where I do offer product selection, because we do have a whole list of products that I just can't possibly come out with, right? I have the 3 brands that I'm taking care of. I have YouTube, I have course sales, I have other businesses as well. And don't get me wrong, these here, I know other course sellers or content creators offer this, but they offer like a 10 or 15% if you're successful in the actual brand. Trust me, that's not the case here. Any of these products that if you go ahead and purchase a course and we give you a product recommendation, we're not going to take anything. We're not going to ask for anything, because at the end of the day, we have a lot of other businesses to go ahead and consider. But let's go ahead and get into the examples that I want to go ahead and show you guys, right? So again, I'm trying to not edit this so much, so bear with me when we go ahead and look through these products. But the perfect example as far as niching down, right? You might think something's very competitive. When I type in this keyword Life Vest, you can see that there's so many different types of Life Vests. There's Life Vest for dogs, there's regular Life Vest, there's Life Vest for kids. And when we go down the list, there's different types of life jackets here, a bundle set, for kids as well here. So when you type in Life Vest, there's so many different types of options, right? But what about if we start niching down, right? How about we, instead of going ahead and typing in Life Vest, I see this dog here. As you can see, I previously viewed it. Let's go ahead and go to Dog Life Vest, right? So now we start seeing a more niche down approach. So instead of going ahead and targeting a whole category of Life Vest, let's go ahead and start looking at Dog Life Vest. And when you go ahead and look at it, you can see that there's different colors, there's different types of animals, right? There's so many different types of sizing for your actual dogs. So a lot of options when it comes to going ahead and seeing what people are selling and niching down, right? So let's actually click on this actual item here. So once we're there, you can see that they offer different types of sizing and different types of colors. But I like to use this rabbit hole approach whenever I'm looking for product research. So maybe you're interested in something like a dog life jacket, right? So maybe you want to see what other products they sell. And this is what I call the rabbit hole technique. We go here where it says shipped from Amazon and sold by the actual brand owner. And when we click there, we have a lot of information here. We're able to go ahead and see what this actual seller rating is. And you're also able to see what your competition is, because now it is a law for you to actually show your address and where your business is associated. So you can see this is a Chinese seller, right? So maybe we can find something in their listing that is a disadvantage and we can go ahead and capitalize on it, right? Maybe wording, maybe they don't know that in America we have different dogs. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know this niche too much, but you start getting those gears running in your head. And then if you go up to the top and you go ahead and visit the storefront, this is where the magic happens, right? We see that they sell that dog life vest, but as we can go ahead and see, they sell a lot of different products. This is recovery suits for dogs, cats after surgery. That's a unique one now. Maybe we're looking for life vests, but now we're starting to niche down even more. And you can see they sell around 200 plus every single month of this actual after surgery recovery suits, right? And I can guarantee you this is probably way more niche down than a dog life vest, right? So we're going down that rabbit hole of seeing different products that this actual seller sells, right? Now they have cone collar after surgery, right? They have dog suits, right? So again, they also have these shark ones. So we're just going down the rabbit hole, and you can see that just based on having one category that you're interested in, we can see what these actual sellers are selling, and then try and sell those actual products, because maybe now it's even less competition than that. But keep in mind, all of their actual products have to do with a dog. And that's what I mean by going ahead and being consistent and branching and creating a brand. Because now somebody that buys a life vest for their dog, when their dog has surgery, they can say, hey, I had a great experience with them. I'm going to go ahead and buy this after surgery suit for my dog. Or when I'm looking to go ahead and dress up my dog, I'm going to go ahead and buy from that actual brand because I'm so satisfied with the other purchases. So as you can see, every product on Amazon FBA is saturated. Or is it? Right? Because as we saw, Life Vest is a very, very saturated. There's so much competition. And somebody going on Amazon FBA saying that every single product is very competitive. But when we start peeling back the onion, we can see that we can go get a dog life vest. And within a dog life vest, we can come out with recovery dog vest, right? So again, something that I didn't even know about, we can start coming out as a product. So again, the biggest scam I think is a high demand, low competition product, because every single video on YouTube around Amazon FBA products is trying to find something like this. And if you do miraculously find something that's high demand with low competition, just bet in 6 months from now, or even sooner than that, it's going to be very competitive. Or it's high demand with low competition because there's a reason for that. Maybe Amazon doesn't allow you to advertise on those actual products. Something to always keep in mind. Bullet point number 2 here says, a product that you can expand is key. As we can see, a dog life vest can turn into so many different types of vest for dogs. So just keep that in mind, that it makes a lot of product selection in the future easier when you can niche down to a certain product and start expanding from there. And then the number one key to understand is when you think you found a product is to verify how much it costs to advertise, which CPC stands for cost per click. And I mentioned my failed product, which is the eye cream and a face moisturizer. I knew that this product was going to be very, very competitive, but I felt as if I get Amazon's choice on a certain keyword, which you'll learn about that in a second. I can go ahead and make a lot of sales at a lower margin. Maybe I can sell 1,000 units a day of this actual eye cream, and then make a lot of money that way with smaller margins. But that was not the case, because a cost per click for this actual keyword was anywhere between $3 to $5 per click. So my margins were negative at this point. And if I just would have went on a tool called Helium 10 and saw how much a cost per click was, I would have basically not come out with this product at all. But that's why it's a lesson learned. And if you guys don't know what Helium 10 is, it's probably one of the number one Amazon seller tools of suites there is, and probably the only software system that I use for an Amazon FBA seller, because they offer so many different things. So let's actually go over what they offer, right? So this is the dashboard. Once you go ahead and get into Helium 10, this is kind of how it's going to look like. It has all your products here. You can look for a profits tool, which basically sees how profitable you are. Follow up, this automated emails that go out to any customer, Atomics, a learning hub, Market Tracker 360. There's a lot of different types of stuff. But as a new seller to Amazon FBA, what we're looking for here is this program called Cerebro. And Cerebro basically gathers all the keywords that a product is ranked for. And again, this might sound like gibberish right now. The most important part here is finding out how much it's going to cost for a cost per click. So it's going to say enter 10 product ASINs. And what is an ASIN? Well, every single product on Amazon FBA is associated by a tail of numbers. And you can find the ASIN 2 different ways. The first one is by going ahead and going to the actual search bar. And I know that my face is in the way here, but there's going to be a code right there that is going to be your ASIN. So it's right after the dash and right before that question mark, which is the ASIN code for this actual product. You can also find the ASIN by just going down a little bit further here and finding the ASIN number right over, let me see where it's right over here. So you can see ASIN number right there. So after we get that ASIN number, we want to go back to Cerebro and just run this actual ASIN. So once we hit get keywords, we can just run a brand new search for this certain example. We can see every single type of keyword that this weighted vest for Maverick is ranked for, right? And it says suggested PPC. You're going to see that a lot of them don't have a lot of data. And that just might mean that there's just not enough search volume per month in order to go ahead and determine what cost per click you're looking to go ahead and bid for, right? So basically, this is a bid. You're telling Amazon that I'm willing to bid up to, as you can see here, $1.40 per click for somebody to go ahead and get onto my listing page. Again, $1.40 in this type of niche is very, very good because I'm selling a product that is $175. So if I'm going ahead and bidding $1.40 per click, chances are there's going to be a lot of eyeballs before somebody goes and purchases it, but it's okay because I have a $175 item, right? So again, weighted vest for men, the suggested click is $56. I mean 56 cents, I'm sorry. You can see weighted vest is $1.22 per click. So based on this suggestion here, yes, this is a good product to go into because the cost per click is very low in these niche, right? Again, something like MBRK, which is my brand name, is $1.40. So maybe if I'm trying to go ahead and bid against a competitor, even though it's $1.40, the chances are people are not going to go ahead and purchase because they're looking particularly for my brand of products. So always keep that in mind. But based on that, I'm happy with going ahead and going with this type of product because chances are, and there is no magic formula for this, if you're coming out with a product, let's say $100 plus like this weighted vest here, chances are you're going to go ahead and get into a cost per click of $2 to $3, right? And that's perfectly okay for a $175 product because you have a lot of cushion, you have a lot of margin in your actual product in order to go ahead and advertise on Amazon. Once you start getting into trouble is when you have a $10 or a $15 or even a $20 item. If you start running into a certain case where a keyword is running you more than $2 at that price point, expect to be unprofitable. So that's why sometimes I always recommend getting a product that is over that $30 threshold, just so you have enough room for PPC if it is over $2 per click. So always keep that in mind as well. So just keep in mind also that I reached out to Helium 10 to see if there's any type of discount that they're willing to give. And they did reach back out and they are able to go ahead and give 20% off your first 6 months or 10% off your entire time with, it says Empire Flippers here. That's a marketplace for selling and buying businesses, but with Helium 10. So just make sure, I'll go ahead and include the link below, but make sure to go ahead and type in these codes in order for you to get a discount, right? So now once you find the actual product, the cost per click looks good. Now it's time to actually start reaching out to manufacturers, right? And where do you find manufacturers? Well, people do a lot of fluff and say there's different types of places to find it. Chances are 99% of the time, you're going to go to Alibaba, right? So make sure all the features are checked off to only talk to legitimate manufacturers at Alibaba. And as you can see on this right-hand side here, actually, let's just go to the actual page itself. When you're searching for somebody like a life vest for dogs, make sure to always check off verified for trade assurance, verified for being a supplier, and verified pro supplier. Because when all this is checked off, it means that they are willing to go ahead and have protection when you purchase the actual product, and they are a verified supplier that they put all their information and Alibaba has verified with them. The last thing you want to do is deal with an unlegitimate supplier because chances are they're trying to just take your money. So by going ahead and just checking all of this off, you know for a fact that you're only going to be talking to legitimate manufacturers on Alibaba. And then after that, let's go ahead and open up the screen here. Always look for always be entirely specific with what you are looking for as far as MOQ, which is the minimum order quantity, price, lead time, and DDP shipping. Okay, so this seems like a lot of jargon. I'm going to simplify this right over now. Minimum order quantity means that sometimes there is going to be a minimum you have to order with a supplier, right? So you want to ask for what is the minimum order quantity and what is going to be the price for that minimum order quantity, right? And lead time, what that means is how long is this product going to take during manufacturing, and then DDP shipping. We're going to go over it, but just ask for what the price is going to be for DDD shipping separately, okay? So let's go ahead and go back to Alibaba here. And all we're going to go ahead and do here is we saw that this actual dog reflective vest, a similar one, goes for around $34 on Amazon. As you can see here, this one is anywhere between $1.20 to $3.44, right? There's other ones here as well. Maybe this is a low quality one, right? But there's different ones at different price points. It's going to be all depending on what particular product you want to come out with. But it's all very, very similar. So let's go ahead and say that we want to come out with something similar to this one. All we're going to go ahead and do here, again, we already made sure this is a legitimate business, is contact this supplier. Because as you can see, 10 to 200 pieces are going to be $12.71 a piece. 200 to 500 pieces is going to be $11.29. So on and so forth. The more you order, the bigger the discount. And I want you guys to take this with importance. When you're coming out with a product, it might make sense for you to try and come out with a product at $8.47 and order 2,000 units because you're getting a cheaper price. You are not 100% sure that this product is going to sell. Even to this day, whenever I come out with a new product, I only order 500 units of it because I don't know that in 6 months from now, this is not going to be flooded with competition and that cost per click is going to go up drastically, right? So I would rather come out with 500 pieces first, test the market, see what type of reviews we're working with, and then on the second order, now that I establish a relationship with that supplier, I order even more, right? So we're going to write this both ourselves right now. We're going to reach out to this actual individual here. So what we're going to say is, hello, I am the lead purchaser for E-Man Los Angeles, Inc., right? You can make up any type of name here. You just want them to know that you are the lead purchaser, you are the decision maker, and you kind of know the language when it comes to buying products on Alibaba, right? So, hello, I'm the lead purchaser for Email Los Angeles, Inc. I am interested in your pet life jacket vest. And the reason why I named it that way is because right up here it says pet life jacket vest. Can you please provide a quote for the following? 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000 units. We know we're only going to purchase 500 units, but the key objection here is that I'm trying to go ahead and tell them how much it will cost for 1,000 units and try and get that same price for 500 units. And again, you have to negotiate tooth and nail with these suppliers, right? Reach out to multiple ones. But always go ahead and try and negotiate because chances are they're going to go ahead and want your business. After that, you put, can you also include pricing for DDP shipping separately? I want to ask this question, and what DDP shipping means is that they're going to handle shipping from China all the way into Amazon FBA. And what DDP stands for is delivered duties paid. So they handle paying duties in the United States as well, right? So as soon as they get into the United States, they're going to pay any duties that are associated with getting into the United States, right? And then after that, can you also include pricing separately? Also, what will be the cost to add our logo on the product and packaging? And again, I made so many mistakes here, but you guys get the points. I'm trying to be very detailed here as far as the most important thing is how much are you going to charge me for these amount of units? I'm also trying to include what type of DDP shipping because I want to see what quote they give me compared to our freight forwarder. And we're going to go over what a freight forwarder is. Again, this is why I want you guys to review all of this in duration. And once you guys are in these steps, then go ahead and start coming back to this video. Also, will the cost include, what would be the cost included to add our logo on the product and packaging? So we want to get an all-in price for this actual product. So now that we went ahead and actually sent that email out, remember, always start off with the low MOQ of no more than 500 units. Again, there's so many different things that could go wrong. Maybe the item doesn't sell, maybe there's a defect on it. I just want to make sure first on my first order that everything goes smoothly. And once that comes back and everything is selling great, now we can order even more on top of that. And then after that, once we already establish who our manufacturer is going to be, they give us the pricing, all the back and forth is done with, we need a sample of this actual product for two reasons. We want to make sure that this sample is of good quality. We want to make sure any changes that we want to make before we start production. And we also want to be able to have a sample that we can ship to a photographer, not a manufacturer, a photographer, so we can start getting this listing up and going, right? So we want to get ahead of that. But one thing to keep in mind, once you got the sample and everything, and one thing to include, the samples are usually free. All you have to do is pay for the shipping, right? So once we receive it, everything looks good. All the changes have been agreed upon. Always pay through one of two options, either PayPal goods and services or Alibaba Trade Assurance. And as you can see, we made sure to click off Trade Assurance right up here. So anybody that we're talking to already has Alibaba Trade Assurance. But keep in mind, it's a 3 to 4% fee. But again, we don't know these suppliers. We don't know the actual product. This 3 to 4% fee is well worth it because if anything goes wrong, we can go ahead and dispute these charges. And just know that when we're actually placing the order, you do not pay 100% or even 50% as an upfront payment. You always pay 30% up front for them to start production and finish it. And once the goods are finished is when you go ahead and pay for 70% completion. And at this point in time, this is where the excitement starts coming in because we might have already found a product to sell. We've already contacted the manufacturers and maybe we already have our sample, but you also might be nervous. And I'm here to tell you that's completely normal. I still remember when I first started Amazon FBA, I was nervous at this point in time because I had no idea if my product was going to succeed. But I knew that I had all the steps and the knowledge in place to put myself in the best position. So just know, if you're nervous, that's completely normal. And in this point in time in this video, I want you guys, if you guys find any value whatsoever so far, consider liking this video and consider subscribing to this YouTube channel because, again, I'm trying to bring you guys as much free value as I can. And because of this video, I went ahead and created a Facebook group. So if you guys are interested, I'll have it linked below. I'll have everything linked below as far as discount codes or anything we talk about in this video. So make sure to go ahead and check out the pinned or links in the description below. But if you guys are interested in joining this group, hopefully I envision this being anybody who watches this video that's interested and takes the deep dive into it, where I can go ahead and give my pointers. If you have any questions, I can go ahead and answer them. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe and join that group as well. So let's get started with entities, because this is a big conversation around this. Where do I select a sole proprietorship? Do I do an LLC? Do I do a corporation? And obviously this is not going to be legal advice whatsoever, but if I can give any type of advice, is focus on making money first, right? I know that, analysis paralysis and all these things are true, right? We start researching this stuff and then we don't know if we want to create a corporation, an LLC, and it kind of stops us from actually taking the next step. So if I could take any advice, and again, this is not legal advice, I would want you to go ahead and speak to an attorney or a tax professional as far as this, but I would focus on getting your first money. And then after that, deciding whether or not you want to go into an S corporation or LLC. And everything I teach here is always going to be the right way to do things on Amazon FBA. I'm not going to teach you guys any black hat tactics or any things that in the gray area with Amazon FBA. So just know, as far as barcodes are concerned, and what a barcode is that code that people scan at a grocery store. We need those for Amazon FBA. And I know when I first got started with Amazon FBA, you could have bought these UPC codes on eBay or other type of marketplaces. The only legit place to actually purchase these UPC codes is going to be from GS1. So Google GS1 and make sure you get your barcodes only from there, because that's the only legitimate site that you can get a UPC code. And that's going to be very important, maybe the most important step, because you need this actual code in order to start selling on Amazon. So let's go ahead and move forward. So now it's time to create our logo, our packaging, and our product photography to actually put into Amazon FBA, right? And I put here the first bullet point is that AI and Fiverr will be your best friend. And I put here the websites to get a name and logo done. I'll go ahead and show you guys and how easy it's going to be, because I mentioned before, stop trying to think so hard of a name or a trademark or a logo, right? Because focus on getting the first sale. So at this point in time, let's go ahead and go to those websites that I'm going to recommend for you. So Fiverr, we all know what, or if you guys don't know what Fiverr is, this is a marketplace where you can actually request gigs, and gigs can include setting up a logo, your product packaging, or whatnot. And I'm not going to dive too much into packaging because not every one of you guys are going to have customizable packaging, but let's just go ahead and go through the whole process, right? For my packaging for factory lace, there's always custom packaging. So what I do whenever I try to look for any type of service, whether that be the packaging or, white background photos, I just type in packaging for products. And this is a key important step here. You're going to see so many different types of options, right? Ranging from $35 to $15 to $30. What I like to do on Fiverr when I do my searches is go to the sort by and go to best selling. Because if you're a best seller in this type of category, people are returning back and continuously buying from this actual individual because they do a very good job. So again, whether that be packaging for your products or any type of photos or anything that you require for your product, A+ content, which we'll go over in the future videos or future in this video as well. Consider doing Fiverr. They do great jobs. When I first got started, I used Fiverr all the time. But let's go to actually picking your business name and logo makers, because it can be very, very time consuming trying to think of a name. And trust me, we're going to go in more advanced type of courses, especially when I go over in my course, is that we have to search up different types of trademark names. But we're not going to go over this in this video here. We're just going to try and think of a random name, right? And I like to go onto this website. It's called Name Links. It's a business name generator, right? So let's say I'm trying to think of a name for my shoe cleaning business. Obviously, it's factory lace right now, but let's say I didn't know what to call it. So all I have to do here is just type in shoe cleaner, and I try to generate these names. And they're going to ask you, what type of name style would you want to go ahead and have? Do you want alternative spelling, compound words, 2 words, non-English, real world, short phrase? As you can see, mine is brandable names because I want to be, basically what I want is for somebody to purchase my product, and when they're looking to repurchase that same exact product, I want them to search up my name and not any type of competitors, right? So that's why brandable names is a must, right? When you're looking for a premium watch, you're going to go ahead and look for a Rolex, right? You're not just going to type in premium watches on Amazon. You're going to type in a Rolex. Right? Obviously, they don't sell it, but you guys get the gist. So we're going to hit next. And say, how random do you want it? And I'm just going to leave it at the basic setting, right? And it's going to say brand info. So any keywords, which is a shoe cleaner, and one short sentence of what your business or product is. These are shoe cleaner products. And I hit generate right over here. And they're going to give me so many different types of names to choose from. And basically here, whatever name you can think of that actually fits well, we can go ahead and use. And again, this is a great tool to try and figure out names for your business, because again, I know that it can be very, very difficult. So once we go through all of these names here, let's say I want to come out with net shoe. Let's say that's the actual name that I want to come out with my business. So we're going to take net shoe, and we're not going to use this actual logo or anything here. This is just trying to find out the name. So let's actually try and see what we can do as far as a logo maker. So I use this other tool called Logo AI, which is a great tool to use. So now, as we mentioned before, we're going to use net shoe as our logo name. We're going to hit continue on Logo AI. And we're going to try and see what industry we're currently in. And I can't really find it here, but I'm going to try and see what is the closest, which is going to be retail here. And then what type of colorway am I trying to go ahead and look for? And I'm going to do grayscale right over here. So then after that, we're going to hit continue again. I'm going to go ahead and choose a modern type of font, and I'm going to generate that right there. And it's going ahead and trying to sync up as many type of logos that I want to go ahead and create. And that's the cool thing about this website here, because it costs right around $50 for you to get a download of these logos. And it's very cool. So let's kind of go through them just really quickly to see what type of logo that I might be interested in going ahead and purchasing. Let's see. For the sake of this, let's just go with this net shoe right over here. So if I like this actual product here, all I have to do is click edit first, because I want to make sure I can try and edit some way, somehow. And again, it shows me different types of symbols that I might want to go ahead and change, the layout to change it, right? The different types of fonts. And as you can see on this right-hand side or the left-hand side, it's going ahead and changing the fonts. You can go ahead and change the layouts. And again, it's only around $50 to $60 to actually purchase this logo. And as you can see, there's so many different types of options. So this is going to save you a lot of time as far as picking a name and also getting a logo done. And again, I'm going to include any type of discount that I went ahead and agreed with these certain companies. And all of those discounts or whatnot are going to be in the links down below. So in this point in time, we're ready to create our Seller Central account. And Amazon does have a checklist of what you must have before you start selling on Amazon FBA, which is included here. That includes having the bank account number and bank routing number, a chargeable credit card, a government issued national ID, a regular ID card here in the US, tax information, and phone number. So it's very important. You must have a utility bill. And the utility bill can be anything: water, power, electricity. It could be a telephone, a landline type of telephone bill. It cannot be a cell phone bill. So again, you need a utility bill either in your name or the business name that you currently have, right? So make sure to have that before you make a Seller Central account. And that address that you're using to input, make sure it matches up with your bank account, any credit card information, as I mentioned before, that utility bill. Tax information here is only if you have a corporation. So if you don't have a corporation or LLC, you don't have that entity number, you can use your social security number. So again, these are all the checklists that you need in order to start selling on Amazon FBA. And it's very crucial to have all of this as well, right? So now we move forward here. Now these are the basic steps of creating your own listing on Amazon. So once you receive your sample, but before you make your 30% deposit, go ahead and complete this list. And that's adding your product onto Amazon, right? And I put use Helium 10 code because we're going to start creating our title, our main images, our bullet points, our A+ content, all of that. And Helium 10 is going to help us out. So it is crucial to have Helium 10 at this point in time when you're launching your Amazon FBA product and actually listing it on Amazon. So now we're going to go to the back end of my Seller Central account so we can start seeing how we create a new product on Amazon FBA. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to exit out of this PowerPoint presentation here, and we're going to go onto a Seller Central account. It's going to look somewhat like this, right? So all you do here, I know I'm in the way, but there is this little section over here. I call it the hamburger symbol. And we can go to catalog and start adding a product this way, right? And it says here, find your product in Amazon's catalog. Obviously, if we're creating a private label business, a brand that's not currently on Amazon right now, we're going to be adding a product not sold on Amazon. So we're going to click on this here. And then it should show you as far as what category are you searching into. And a very cool trick to actually figure this out is by going on Amazon.com, searching up that dog life jacket that we mentioned earlier in this video. We're going to click on their listing there. And on this section, we're going to go all the way down. We see this section. So this is telling you what category this particular life jacket is. And you can do that with any other category that you're selling on. So go to your main competitor, someone that you're trying to emulate, and we're going to go ahead and look for dog life jackets. So we go back to this section here. We're going to type in dog life jackets. And you're going to see it there. We're going to select it. And now we're able to create our listing. The reason why I say to do this before you make that 30% deposit is because sometimes, especially with some of my products that with the shoe cleaner business, I have aerosols, I have flammables, I have liquids. And sometimes Amazon wants to ask for more documentation. This also can be in like the repellent niche as far as like bugs or aerosols in that sense. So Amazon might require more documentation, but don't worry. I like to say the more hurdles you jump through with Amazon, the harder it is for anybody else to come into the actual space. So again, keep that in mind. Even if Amazon does require some documentation or certifications, more than likely your manufacturer already has it. So that's why I like to go ahead and create the listing before I make that 30% deposit. So just in case Amazon does ask for more information, I can ask my manufacturer for that. So again, once we create this here, we're going to drop down on the product ID and we're going to select that UPC code from GS1. Once you go ahead and have that UPC code, we're going to type in that number right over here. And we're just going to call this a generic name because at this point in time, we just want to list this product on Amazon. We can always come back and edit this section. So for instance, for right up here, I'm just going to copy and paste this dog life jacket with reflective stripes, even if we don't have reflective stripes. And then as far as this is concerned, obviously this is my brand name currently for this particular account, but maybe we don't have one, right? We can either put NA at this point in time, or you can just check out that button and it's going to change into generic. The cool thing about this is that right now we might not have a registered trademark or have an application for a trademark. So we can use generic now. And once we go through that process, which I will show you a little bit later on, we can go ahead and go into brand registry and start switching the name from generic to our actual brand name. So just keep that in mind. And all we're going to do here is whatever is required by Amazon at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and select. So it doesn't let me go ahead and put numbers. So we're just going to do basic numbers here. And if that's all they're asking for, all we're going to go ahead and put continue, and we're going to submit this actual product. And from there, it will take you to a section, or let's go to the homepage of the section. And this is going to be very important because we're not going to get flagged until we actually start trying to ship our items into Amazon. So once everything is submitted, we're going to go ahead and go down here because the very first product that you list is going to be the only product that's selected. And we're going to hit this drop down menu next to the edit button. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to change to fulfilled by Amazon, right? So right now, when you have your product listed, it's going to say change to fulfilled by Amazon because we haven't went ahead and changed it yet. So right now it says change to fulfilled by merchant for me because I'm doing Amazon FBA already. But in this, when you're going ahead and creating and trying to get this into Amazon FBA, it's going to say change to fulfilled by Amazon. You're going to go ahead and click through that and you're going through the steps necessary. And then that's when Amazon will tell you whether or not you need any more documentation. Again, don't worry if you do, because more than likely your manufacturer will have all of this documentation or certifications that you need to sell on Amazon. Okay, so this is just creating the listing just in case you have to go ahead and do that. So now let's actually start building out our actual main page, which is going to look something like this. We're going to do the name, the actual main name, any type of bullet points, and this section over here, which is A+ content. So once you're on this dashboard here, Helium 10 is going to prompt you to download the Google Chrome extension. That Google Chrome extension is going to be very, very valuable. So what I want you to do here is the tool that we're going to use to start building out our listing is going to go under this tool section here where I know that my head's in the way, but it says tools. It's going to give you a bunch of different types of tools that Amazon or that Helium 10 offers for Amazon FBA sellers. And again, this is probably the only software we're going to use once we're an Amazon FBA seller. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to this keyword research and we're going to hit Cerebro. And what it is a reverse product lookup. We're going to give Helium 10 a product that we're trying to emulate, and they're going to give us so much data. So we're going to click this button right over here. And once we're in this section, we're going to go to Amazon and we're going to type in that exact key phrase that we're trying to compete in. For this instance, we're looking up dog life jacket because we're going to be selling in this niche, right? As you can see on this right-hand side, we have a Helium 10 Chrome extension. What we're going to do here is we're going to click on that button right there, and we're going to hit that very first one that says X-Ray Amazon Product Research. And now Helium 10 is gathering so much data from this actual web page. And it shows up the actual products, which SP means for their advertising, which we're going to go over advertising later in this video. They're going to show the ASIN number, which is this number right over here. Every single Amazon FBA is going to have an ASIN number. Your product is too. The brand, the price point, and how much actual sales they're getting per month. So as you can see, there's some sellers that are very big, heavy hitters. They're making $200,000 a month, $900,000 a month, $100,000 a month, right? So they're making a lot of money. And from here, what I like to do is I like to pick either 3 to 4 different types of ASINs. So we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to see the seller country. And as you can see, there's some that says China, some that says Amazon, others that might say US or other types of countries. So what I like to do here is I like to ignore the Amazon ones. And the reason why I like to do that is because sometimes these big brands don't sell on Amazon directly. What they do is they sell their products to Amazon, and then Amazon goes ahead and sells it. Again, don't get confused by this. Just know that Amazon FBA sellers are not AMZ. They're either China, the US, or any other country, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 2 or 3 that look exactly like my product or similar to my product and copy their ASIN. So here, this is actual like a shark type of life vest. Maybe we're not selling a type of shark life vest, right? So we're only looking for actual products that are similar to us, right? So this is one of them right here that's making 132,000. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this actual ASIN number. We're going to go back to Helium 10 and we're just going to paste it there. And again, we're going to be looking for 3 to 4 different types of these products. We're going to go down here, check other actual products. Maybe this one's a little bit similar to ours as well. We're going to copy that ASIN. We're going to go back to Helium 10. We're going to copy it there. So let's go ahead and try and find 2 more. I'm going to get a US seller one. There one is here. And for this instance, let's just use 3 of these. And we're going to get these keywords. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and gather as many keywords that we're going to put on our listing page. Because again, Amazon, there's a lot of steps involved before we can even start running advertising. First, we need a good main image that we're either getting from a photographer we know or going through Fiverr. After that, then we need a title and bullet points because that's going to be how we optimize our listing. So eventually we can start ranking organically on page 1 after we start running advertising. But everything has to go ahead and be aligned. Everything has to be perfect, right? So now we're going to go through all these key phrases to see which ones are really relevant to our actual product. So we're going to pick up to 20 of these keywords, right? So we're going to click this one here for large dogs. Hopefully we're going ahead and doing it for large dogs. Dog life jacket for boating. That could be one for us as well. Maybe it's a large and medium sized dog. So we'll go ahead and click this one. So we're going down this list and just getting as many relevant keywords. Because we're using medium and large, I'm not going to put XXL. We can go ahead and use this one here. We already use medium too, so let's go ahead and just keep on clicking the ones that seem somewhat relevant in our niche. We're not going to use the word small unless we have a small type of product. Okay, life jacket for dogs, life jacket for dog, life vest for dog. Again, we're just trying to click as many relevant keywords as possible here. And this all will make sense in just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do there. Perfect. So now we have a total of 31 keywords. I know I said 20, but the more the merrier. We're gonna add this to my list, right? So right now I do have a life jacket list, but we're gonna create a new one. So we're gonna title this main title and bullet points. And then we're going to save that list and make sure you click it one more time to save all of these 31 keywords, and you'll see it right over here. So after that is set and done, what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to start creating our listing optimization, and we're going to use this listing builder. So once we are in the listing builder, we're going to create a brand new listing from scratch, as you can go ahead and see there. So right now it's going to be the Amazon Marketplace. If you have your ASIN already, that's great. We all should, right? So we should have our own ASIN here. So type in that ASIN number and we're going to start building this actual listing page. And we're going to use those 31 keywords that we went ahead and selected, and it should pop up here. And once that is complete, we're going to hit next, right? And now Amazon or Helium 10 is going to tell us the most relevant keywords and the actual relevant key phrases. And you can see the more relevant is going to be in red and the least relevant is going to be in gray. The cool thing about this is that now Helium 10 has an AI tool, which is super cool to use. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just type in the regular keyword phrases, vest for dogs, or we'll put large dogs, jacket for boating, and dogs, right? And now we're going to have Helium 10 write this for us, right? If we have already our product name, which is our brand name, we can go ahead and write it here. As you can see, dog, life vest, large and medium size, jacket for boating and dogs, right? So we have that already powered by AI. And we can also have them write our bullet points for us, right? The cool thing about this is that once this writes out, which again, it's kind of mind blowing how AI has kind of taken over everything from like logos to creating your actual name to now creating your actual listing page. You want to have some sense of normalcy. So you still want to go and read through this to make sure it sounds legit. But once you link Helium 10 with your actual listing page, it's as easy as just hitting link listing, and all this information will go ahead and get transferred over to your actual listing page. Again, it's insane. And let's say you don't have any description or that as well, we can write it for us as well, right? And the cool thing about this is that Helium 10 will tell you what type of words to write. So let's say you don't have your listing linked, or for whatever reason it's not linking. All we really have to do is whatever they're suggesting, we can go ahead and copy this there. We can go back to our actual listing page where we have our products, go to the edit the listing tab. And for this instance here, we can go to vital information, and that's going to be our title. Then we're going to go to the description tab, and just note these are our bullet points right over here, right? Also with our product description page. So again, that's how we use Helium 10 to start creating the title points, the bullet points. And now let's go into A+ content, because A+ content is going to be a little bit different, because as you can see what A+ content looks like. I can add pictures, and sometimes with premium A+ content, we can start adding videos as well, which is pretty cool, right? But if you don't have a registered trademark, which at the beginning you might not have, or even apply for a trademark, you will only be able to have text written in this product description page. And again, Helium 10 can go ahead and help you with that. But how do we get access to A+ content in one day, even if we don't have a registered trademark? Well, Amazon has partnered up with a few law firms that are able to give you access to this type of information. So Amazon makes it very easy. So all we have to do is go to apps and services on this left-hand side, and we're going to explore the different services that Amazon offers. As you can see, there's so many different types of things that Amazon does offer. I've never used any of these, as I mentioned before. What I did use is for the IP accelerator. So this is intellectual property accelerator, which again, it's basically speeding up the process in order for you to unlock videos on your listing page and creating photos in your A+ content, which again, converts better, which is going to give your sales up. And what I've used in the past is Idea Legal for all of my brands, because it's fast, efficient, and semi-cheap, right? They're going to cost you right around $1,000 in total for them to register and for the service itself, but it's well worth it. And what they're going to do is once they submit this trademark to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, they're going to give you back basically a serial number or a registration number. You're going to input that into Amazon, and it takes 24 hours. But after those 24 hours, you're going to have access to do A+ content, and it's going to look really cool. Let's go ahead and go here. We're going to go to the section called advertising, and we're going to go to A+ content. And this is how you build out this cool looking page right over here. You can create a brand story, and you can also create one of these here. You can try and emulate what your competition is currently doing right now, or you can go on Fiverr and tell them to create one for you. It all works the same way, but let's go ahead and dive into one of my weighted vests right here, just to give you an example of how that looks like. As you can see, it's the same thing that's written on my actual listing, and let's go through the entire process of how to create it, right? We have one image here, which is my image, and then there's a standard single left image, standard single right image, standard 3 images, and then I like to go ahead and try and cross-sell different types of products that I'm currently selling on Amazon as well. So again, you can copy something similar to this, but there's so many different types of offers that Amazon does allow you to do. So you can add different modules, and you can see the different types of options that you have available. Again, you can either do this yourself, which is what I do, or you can pay on Fiverr for someone that's experienced to do that. Again, all you have to do is just type in A+ content onto Fiverr, go to best selling, and most of those people are experienced as far as what they can go ahead and write, what images they can create, and it looks pretty good. I have friends that have used them before. So either option that you have. So let's start talking about everything you need to know to get your products from China into an Amazon FBA fulfillment center. And this is probably one of the reasons why I think this is the best time to start, because in 2021 and 2022, shipping prices from China to the United States got ridiculous. We're talking about a 40-foot container costing anywhere between $20,000 to $30,000. And now in 2023, everything has gotten back to normal, where that same 40-foot container costs right around $4,000 to $5,000. The good thing is that as of right now, I don't anticipate a lot of you guys shipping 40-foot containers, but just know that pricing for freight has come down dramatically. And this might be a complicated subject, but I'm going to try and simplify it as best as possible. Most terminology used with Amazon FBA and shipping your products into the United States is going to be DDP shipping. It stands for Delivered Duties Paid. That means that they're handling everything from getting, freight forwarders handling everything from getting your products from a manufacturer, getting it past US Customs and into Amazon FBA without you doing anything, right? So your manufacturer sometimes might offer that Delivered Duties Paid, which is DDP shipping. But I said here, sometimes this is the most expensive option. And the reason for that is because your manufacturer is good at manufacturing. They will outsource shipping and get a cut of profit from there. So sometimes you're not getting the best price possible if you're going through your manufacturer. This is why I use a freight forwarder, because they specialize in shipping and will get your products into an Amazon fulfillment center directly from your manufacturer. And I do have a recommendation. His name is David Dang from Forest Shipping. And just tell him that E-Man sent you. I've been using him since the very start of my Amazon FBA career back in 2018. So I have built a long relationship with him where every month this guy's picking up different types of products all over China. So this guy operates, and he's even shipping my products into Germany and the UK as well. So I also went ahead and included the different types of terminology used in shipping your products into Amazon FBA. Most of the time, a manufacturer will talk in EXW and FOB terms. What this means is that the manufacturer is charging you EXW, meaning that their price that is included in manufacturing costs is just to produce your product. That means that your freight forwarder still has to pick up those products from the manufacturer, which might be an extra cost. FOB means that they're charging you everything that has to do with manufacturing your product and also getting it shipped to your freight forwarder in China. Most of the time, I like to use this option right over here, FOB, because now your shipping company or your freight forwarder, if you're using Forest Shipping, is only in charge of going ahead and getting your products from their warehouse into a boat, getting the duties paid, and getting into Amazon FBA. So it kind of blocks out that middleman as far as the getting those products to your freight forwarder. I know it sounds confusing. I might even sound confused myself going ahead and saying that, but just know, use a freight forwarder, right? And there's another option. This was used during COVID because a lot of times you weren't able to have enough storage in Amazon. So sometimes you needed a 3PL. Oftentimes, we don't use this anymore. I do have some of the products shipped to my house sometimes for special occasions, like I sell flammables and aerosols, and I can't ship a lot of those products into Amazon. So this is why I use a 3PL or a home drip system, this is when instead of shipping directly into Amazon, you ship to a 3PL warehouse or your house if you live in the United States. This option is only if you are limited in storage space at Amazon FBA. So again, this is becoming less and less popular, but I wanted to use this type of example. All right, so now that our products are on their way into Amazon, it's finally time to start setting up all the automation. And the cool thing is Helium 10 helps us with all of this, and that's why it's one of my favorite types of software systems for an Amazon FBA seller. Because with them, we're going to be able to send follow-up emails when a customer purchases our product, ask for actual reviews without having to manually do it for everybody that purchases our product, and even set up alerts. So if we get a 1-star or 2-star review, or somebody's trying to sell on our listing page, Helium 10 is going to go ahead and alert us. And also included is overall profitability, as far as if we're making profit with Amazon PPC, advertising, our costs per unit, the freight cost. It's all broken down on Helium 10, which again, it's very, very clutch. And again, it's going to be linked down below as far as a discount code with them. But let's kind of go over it. So you guys don't seem lost when you guys are in Helium 10. So as you can see, this is the front page here, and we're able to set up follow-up automation just based on going to this follow-up tab. And once we are there, we can go ahead and just make any type of templates, right? So on these templates here, Helium 10 already gives us a few of them. Basically, giving them any type of instructions when the item gets delivered or when somebody goes ahead and returns this item. We can send up an email for them. We can go ahead and ask for any type of seller feedback or reviews. So again, they already have kind of pre-made templates, and we can also customize them as well. And this can be based on them getting the item shipped to them having it for 2 days, them requesting a refund or a return. So we don't have to physically go in there every single time one of these instances happen. As soon as that happens, we can already have an email template already set up. We can also ask for seller feedback and reviews as well. And one of the biggest things that sellers often ask me is, how do I go ahead and get my first couple of reviews, right? And it's a good question to go ahead and ask. Well, with Amazon, they offer this thing called a Vine program, where Amazon has selected a few actual shoppers already that are a part of this program, where they're able to get products for free in exchange for an honest review. And what I've noticed is that when I first started selling on Amazon FBA, I was nervous about this because these individuals are writing honest reviews. So if my product isn't up to par, I don't want a 3-star or a 2-star review, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that most of these people, because they're getting the free product, if you have a good working product, they're going to leave 4 and 5-star reviews basically 90 to 95% of the time. It's only those times where something comes damaged or just doesn't go ahead and go up to par where they're going to leave that 1 to 2-star reviews. So all you have to do here is just type in Vine program here in the search bar, and you're going to go to enroll a product in the Vine program. And then from there, you're able to actually start enrollment and actually start getting these reviews and these items sent out. But just keep in mind that you're going to have to offer some of these products for free. So just keep a cap on that. Maybe if you only want 5 to 6 reviews, you can go ahead and just tell Amazon that I'm only going to go ahead and give out 5 to 6 of these products. So now might be the time where our products finally hit Amazon. And these are the checklists that we have to go ahead and check off. Number 1 is you have to make sure your products are available to purchase. And how that looks like is just going onto your Seller Central account, going to your Manage Inventory tab, and let's say this is our new product. We want to make sure we're able to purchase our product, because that just means that actual customers are able to purchase our products, which is a great thing. And then from there, we want to make sure all our title, main image, bullet points, and A+ content is complete and ready to go. I went ahead and mentioned here that there's no search suppression. As long as you're able to go ahead and purchase your product, you should have no search suppression. I'm not going to go into detail here, but no search suppression could mean that something violates Amazon's terms of service. Maybe you need a new main image. There'll be different reasons for it, but as long as you're able to purchase it, you should have no issue here. So now we have to start running advertising onto your products, because that's how we're going to go ahead and get sales, right? So I have a little overview here, but we're going to jump into my Seller Central account and help you run your first campaign when you're in Amazon. But just to let you guys know, there's 3 basically main things that you want to look out for when you're running advertising. The first one is impressions. How many times is my advertising campaign being seen by people? After that, from those impressions, how many clicks am I getting? And from how many clicks I'm getting, how many orders or conversions am I getting as well? So as you can see, this big funnel means that we should be getting a lot of impressions. And from all those impressions, we should see fewer clicks. And from those fewer clicks, we're going to see actual lower sales as well, or orders as well. But this kind of tells us a story. If we're not getting impressions, how do we think we're going to go ahead and get conversions? We're not. This is why it's a funnel. And with Amazon FBA, there's going to be 3 types of form of advertising we can go ahead and do. The most popular one is going to be sponsored products. And I went ahead and included this graph right here. Sponsored product is when I type in longboards, as you can go ahead and see here, our product is going to go ahead and be shown based on that key word. That is what sponsored products is for. We're sponsoring our product for certain keywords. Now, once we're a little bit more advanced and we have a trademark, we're able to unlock what's called sponsored brands and sponsored displays. What sponsored brands is that when they type in longboard, we're actually able to show up at the top. We're able to showcase our brand. So that means different types of products or different types of variations, right? So the cool thing about this is that once you have a trademark, you can basically target longboards with both your actual brand and particular products. So as you can see here, they're able to advertise up here and in actual search term as well. And then sponsored display is basically retargeting campaigns or different forms of advertising that's a little bit more advanced as well. And then for sponsored products, which is what we're going to be discussing today, there's two forms of it. There's an automatic and a manual campaign. And again, we're going to jump into my Seller Central account right now to show you guys exactly what the difference between an automatic and a manual campaign is. So as you can see from the screen, advertising is kind of my bread and butter. For Factory Lace, which is one of my brands, over the lifetime of this brand, I spent right around over $500,000 in advertising, which again is kind of surreal to me knowing this number because I've literally spent $500,000 on Amazon price per click on just one single brand. Again, it's insane. But from that, I was able to generate close to 1.7 or over $1.7 million in sales, which again is a mind-boggling number as well. And from all of those advertising, I was able to generate over 58,000 orders. So again, advertising is the name of the game with Amazon. And if you're not advertising, you're not going to build up organic traffic, and you're not going to build a brand of basically a private label brand on Amazon. So let's go over your first campaign that you'll be running for your new product. We're going to go ahead and hit create campaign. And as I mentioned in the PowerPoint slide, there's going to be 3 different types of products campaigns that you'll be able to go ahead and run: sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored displays. If you are not a registered trademark or have applied for a trademark, these 2 options will not be here. Just keep that in mind. So for that instance, we're only going to go over sponsored products because everybody's able to run a sponsored product, even if you have a generic brand name for the moment right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do is hit continue here. And we're going to go ahead and call this something that we can remember and come back into. So we can just type this and put auto campaign. Right? We're just going to call it auto campaign. And from here, all we're going to do is just select the product that we're going to go ahead and target, which for this instance, we'll say that this is our brand new product. And this is what I'm discussing. You have 2 options. You can either run an automatic campaign or a manual campaign. And Amazon explains it here. Amazon will target keywords and products that are similar to the product in your ad. And this is why everything in your listing has to be set up, from the main image, the bullet points, the description, the title, because Amazon will not know who to target if all of this is not filled out. And Amazon actually does a great job at going ahead and targeting good keywords, especially when you're first launching a campaign. So an auto campaign is going to be the very first product campaign that you're going to be running. But just for the sake of this information, you're also able to add manual targeting, which is you choose the keywords or products to target shoppers, searches, and set custom custom bids. So let's go ahead and let's say we're going to run a manual campaign, because I kind of want to show you a thing or two here. With keywords, you're able to actually just target those keywords, but you're also able to target actual competitors, so other products. So long as, let's say we're going ahead and targeting here, we can target a whole category of just shoe brushes and just add that to our targeting list. But if we want to go ahead and target keywords, we can either target broad, phrase, or exact targeting. So let me try and explain this as best as I can. If you're only trying to target the exact keyword, for instance, I only want to target sneakers cleaning kit, a good thing to do is just target it exactly as it says, sneaker cleaning kit, right? Because this means that we're telling Amazon that I only want to target this particular keyword. Because if we don't choose exact, and let's say we choose phrase match, right? So instead of exact, we choose phrase match. We're telling Amazon that whatever keyword we're trying to target, it has to have this phrase. For instance, a customer can type in Nike sneaker cleaning kit and mine will still pop up, right? Or they can type in sneaker cleaning kit Adidas and this actual campaign will still pop up. So again, some people like doing phrase matches because they're able to go ahead and target any other keyword before or after this actual keyword. I hope that makes sense, right? Or we can also target broad match on sneaker cleaning kit. And this can be basically anything related to sneaker cleaning kit. Based on you trying to target this, Amazon might even target other keywords like shoe cleaning kit or shoe cleaner or factory lace shoe cleaning kit. I have seen that if you really want control over what keywords you're trying to target, phrase and exact match is the way to go. Because with broad match, anything can, and Amazon can go ahead and target anything. So just go ahead and keep that in mind. But again, for this instance of this particular video, we're only going to be doing an automatic campaign. Because like I mentioned before, if everything is set up, Amazon does a great job as far as going ahead and giving you the keywords that they think are relevant and will convert for your actual product. So over here, there's an automatic targeting section. So we can set the default, but I want to show you exactly what Amazon goes ahead and targets. So we're going to click that button here. So Amazon's going to target 4 different types of categories: a close match, a loose match, a substitute, and a complement. And it sounds very, very simple, right? If someone's searching up shoe cleaner, that's a close match to my actual product, which is this product right over here. Something that's a loose match, maybe somebody's going ahead and typing in, I don't know, let's say they're typing in Jordan 4s, right? Let's say they're typing in a certain Jordan shoe. This is a loose match because maybe somebody that goes ahead and purchases a Jordan 4 might be purchasing my shoe cleaner as well. It's never guaranteed, but that could happen, right? A substitute can be someone who's typing in shoe cleaner wipes, right? So I might want to have Amazon target shoe cleaner wipes because maybe somebody's shopping for a shoe cleaner wipe might like my product instead. So that's why it's important. And the other one is compliments, which I guess this and loose match can go hand in hand because a compliment can be somebody buying a Jordan 4 and a shoe cleaner kit complements that Jordan 4. So again, they give better examples here. It says, we'll show an ad shopper who uses the search term loosely. So for instance, we'll show an ad when a shopper uses the term bed sheets, bath sheets, and bath towels. So maybe not a great example, but you guys get the point. And all we have to go ahead and do here is I like to do dynamic bid down only. What this means is that I'm telling Amazon to spend $1.21 per click or lower. We're telling Amazon 77 cents per click or lower. 88, you guys get this point, right? If I choose up and down, we're telling Amazon they can go up all the way 100% of whatever I'm bidding. So if I were to choose an up and down bid strategy, that means I'm telling Amazon they can spend up to $2.42 per click. And again, if we're a new seller and we're spending that much money, we can be unprofitable really fast. So always make sure to put dynamic bid down only. And the campaign name could be the same as your ad group name at the very top. So we can go ahead and go here. We can make our budget be $25. Again, we're not telling Amazon to spend all the way up to $25. It's just that that's the maximum we're willing to go ahead and spend. The case might be that Amazon doesn't end up spending this full amount. And after that, all we're going to do is hit launch campaign. And once we set up that campaign, it's going to redirect us to the actual campaign. So after a few days, we can come back to this actual campaign and start optimizing from there. And I'll show you exactly what optimizing means. So once we're in this campaign, all we're going to do is hit that ad group name again. And what we can do here is we're going to go to search terms. So ad group, ads, targeting, negative targeting, search terms. So what we want to do here is we want to see what actual keywords have been converting. And again, I'm going over the last 65 days to show you guys examples, but you might have already a few days of actual data. So we can go ahead and do here is we're going to go through orders and we're going to filter through it to see what orders have we gotten and what are relevant keywords. So as you can see, for this particular campaign, shoe cleaner has converted and got me 2 orders, but this might not be an actual keyword that I want to go ahead and target. And the reason for that is because 87 people clicked on my actual keyword and 2 people went ahead and ordered. That means I spent close to $90 and I only got $90 in return, which is not profitable whatsoever. But sneakers kit, 2 people clicked on it, 1 person went ahead and purchased it. And I have a 3% ACoS, which is really good. That means I can expect, but what this is telling me here is that so far, if 100 people click on it, 50 people are going to buy. It's going to be a very profitable keyword. So what you can go ahead and do here is get this sneakers kit, copy it, create a manual campaign targeting an exact search term of this sneakers kit. And now I make sure that I'm targeting this keyword. And for instance, shoe cleaner here because I know that it's not converting. I can go to this negative targeting section here and add that as my negative targeting. So I'm telling Amazon, do not go ahead and search up this keyword in this advertising report because I'm losing money. As you can see, I'm already have that as a negative targeting for this particular keyword, right? So again, this can be very, very complex, optimizing and whatnot. But once you guys get the hang of it, it's fairly easy. The thing is that there is a lot of moving parts to this, right? And what are those moving parts? It's optimizing, making sure what your cost per click is, reporting to make sure what keywords are negative, what keyword you should add to your negative targeting. What is your click-through rate? What is your ACoS? What is your ranking? There's so much terminology when it comes to PPC, but it's vital and it's very, very important. I know most of you guys won't be at that level as of yet when you're first starting off, but consider going ahead and searching up Triple Click PPC, which is a company that I have founded that goes ahead and takes care of all PPC reporting. So, and basically takes over your entire PPC. As you can see, PPC is my bread and butter, so I would go ahead and consider it. But based on being a new seller, you might not be ready for this actual program as of yet, because we do have a minimum of you having to spend at least $10,000 a month in advertising, right? So again, that might seem like a big number right now, but trust me, once you go ahead and have your product up and running on Amazon FBA, that's kind of a minimum, right? And don't take my word for it. You guys saw my advertising report for just a single brand. All my brands are the same way as far as that much in spending. We're spending anywhere upwards of $30,000 to $50,000 every single month on PPC, right? And you have to do that if you want to be a million plus type of brand, because in order to go ahead and get sales, you need clicks, and in order to get clicks, you need impressions. And that's why we move through the actual funnel. But moving on from there, I would hope this was a live stream, but obviously there's a lot of information I had to go ahead and edit. So I can't take live questions right now, but if you do have any questions about Amazon FBA, feel free to just add me on social media. Most of my YouTubers know you can add me on Instagram and I DM you guys back as soon as I can, and that's within 24 hours. If not, you can add me on Twitter if you guys don't have Instagram, or you can always send me an email. My goal and objective is to always be open with you guys, give you guys any information that you guys may need. I try and respond back within 24 hours. So either one of these platforms, go ahead and add me, send me a DM, and I'll go ahead and respond back to you. But in this video, again, I went ahead and went from start to finish as far as finding your product, what terminology to use to reach out to your actual manufacturers, how shipping works, how to set up a campaign, the automation, the PPC. Obviously, there's only a handful of times and so much information I can go ahead and give you. So if you guys are interested in going ahead and getting more in depth, check out those courses that I currently have at emanla.com. Again, anybody who's viewing this is going to get 50% off, and it's only going to be for a limited time. So go ahead and click on that if you guys want more tailored or more information or even one-on-one calls. And as I mentioned before, anything that I mentioned in this video is going to be down in the descriptions below. So make sure to take advantage of any discount codes at all. And join that Facebook group. Again, it's going to be brand new. And my hopes is that anybody who's watching this video is joining that Facebook group so I can interact, give my advice. Whenever I'm seeing something in my business, just know that I'm going to be going ahead and telling anybody here in my YouTube channel. So that's why make sure to subscribe, like this video. And if you guys like this, drop a comment below. But until next time, guys, peace.